Hi everyone, and welcome in to the KREM 2 Plus Streaming Center. I'm meteorologist Thomas Patrick, and we're here talking about a pair of weather impact alert days for today and for this Wednesday. Obviously, it's been snowing a lot since this last weekend. In fact, Spokane got between about 3.5 and 5 inches of snow just in the past 48 hours, and we're still tacking on a little bit more as we stand approaching the noon hour here. But it's not our only chance for snowfall that we are tracking through the course of this week. Already got eyes on Wednesday and what could be a very wet, heavy, slushy kind of snowfall, but it's one of those snow versus rain style of weather forecast. So a lot to dive into in a pair of weather impact alert days. So today we still ongoing because of any light snowfall or lingering snow that is already on the ground. Certainly impacted our morning commute already. Still could be a little bit affected through the rest of the day. Meanwhile, like I said, Wednesday, that'll be that next day that we're tracking between rain and snow. And I actually want to start on that Wednesday forecast because at this stage, we're pretty much finished with what we got going on today. So already the priority becomes the next storm system. And in that case, that is for this Wednesday. So I already updated our snowfall forecast for this midweek. And here is the latest that you see 1 to 2 inches of snow in the Spokane area. And 1 to 2 is going to be the main driver of snowfall for the areas that get snow in the first place. So you see that in Grand Coulee, St. Mary's, Coeur d'Alene, all of our northern areas. I do go as much as 2 to 4 for the Silver Valley, so Kellogg and Wallace maybe just a little bit higher. In Sandpoint, I go 1 to 3, just because in our northern areas, we're a lot more confident that this is going to be an all snowfall event. Meanwhile, you're probably obviously seeing the word rain on the snowfall map for Moses Lake, Ritzville, Pullman, Moscow, and all of our southern areas. That is, of course, intentional because their northern spots are definitely going to get snow. Our southern spots are definitely going to get rain. So the big question is Spokane. Are we going to get snow or rain? Because we do sit right in the middle. And honestly, it is Spokane and Spokane alone that is the kind of like least confident in terms of like the probabilities. It could really go either way. At the moment, we are on the snow side of things. So that's why I do leave us at 1 to 2 inches. I've been doing this map, we'll get to that map in a moment. Here is what we are expecting for this upcoming Wednesday. It's going to be a midday event. So the first batch of snow or rain pretty much arrives at around 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. And notice that in Spokane, you've got blue, so that would be snowfall. Meanwhile, our southern areas in green, like Ritzville and Pullman, that is rain. And it's right away here. It's just like there's no transition. It's not like a snow to rain event or a rain to snow. No, it's pretty much snow and all snow or rain and all rain. It just depends on what you get initially here. And you're going to see that play out even into the afternoon. Even a little bit more rain creeping northward. The pink is basically the rain-snow line. Now intruding into Spokane County, even Spokane Valley, might barely get to that rain side of things. And that's why Spokane sits right on that fine line. Coeur d'Alene, still snow. All of our northern areas still snow, and obviously in our southern areas, still rain. That's 3 p.m. We can fast forward this to about 7. Now the event is pretty much winding up very quickly. All right, this is the map that I wanted to show everybody. It's the model comparison. I've done it here on this KREM 2 Plus live stream for the last couple events, and I think it's a great way to show just what different computer model simulations are hinting at for the same weather system. And this is the data that I'm looking at every single morning. So sharing it with you in this manner. Notice how the model on the left, the graph, that's our normal future tracker. And the model on the right, known as the Euro model, those look pretty much identical, don't they? They both got Pullman in green, they both got Spokane in the blue to represent the rain and snow, respectively. But that middle computer model, the NAM, is a lot more on the all snow side of things. It kind of looks like the odd one out if you just take these three, but the takeaway here is that all three models did show Spokane as snow. So that's why I left Spokane on the snow side of the forecast as opposed to rain, because, well, even the odd one out was more snowy and less rainy. So it's going to be a fine line. I know it's not going to be perfect for those southern areas because it does show more of a rain-snow mix, or even almost outright all snow in Pullman. So the NAM kind of gets pushed aside, and that one I put less weight in terms of the forecast, whereas these other two, the graph and the Euro, were pretty much identical looking, which is pretty good. You want to see two different, computer models, two different sets of mathematics line up like that. That gives us a much more confident forecast, and that's kind of the line that we are going with. In terms of the timing, again, this could start as early as 8 o'clock in the morning, but really looking at like 10 a.m. as the start time for this event, and it picks up into the afternoon. So the effect here is that for the areas that get snow, this is going to impact the PM commute, the evening commute, not so much the morning commute. The morning should be just fine because it won't have arrived just yet. This is mainly an afternoon event for the inland Northwest. So for our weather impact alert day, to recap for this Wednesday, looking at 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. as the window of opportunity for that snow, very much a heavy, wet, slushy snowfall. Generally 1 to 2, up to 3 inches of snow for the areas that get snow. There will be plenty of spots that only get rain, and obviously your impact is a lot less. I think dealing with rainy and wet roadways is a lot easier than snowy and slippery roadways overall. But once again, to reiterate, the PM commute is the one that's going to be impacted as opposed to the morning commute in this event. So again, that for this Wednesday. All right, now let's talk about today's weather, because we still have been getting snowfall through the morning hours, and as I actually peek outside just beyond the camera here, still lightly snowing here at our South Hill studios. However, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are no longer under winter weather advisories. Those were allowed to expire at 10 a.m. earlier this morning. Just take a look at road conditions. The arterials, the highways, the main roads are actually faring just fine. They are wet, and even this light snowfall isn't really affecting those road conditions. But the side streets, those are going to remain snowy for quite some time. And honestly, they're not really going to improve very much until the weather warms up. But that's a bit of foreshadowing on my behalf. Winter weather advisories for the Palouse do continue until 10 p.m. this evening. And we actually have some winter storm warnings just behind my face here until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. That for the Silver Valley region, those areas could see a few more snow showers for the rest of this afternoon. Here's the latest on Doppler radar. You see these scattered light snow showers around Spokane County and Kootenai County as well, which funny enough is the area that's not under the winter weather advisory. Again, the snowfall not really putting much more of a dent into the 4 to 5 inches of snow that we already got from this past weekend. Instead, any more snow that falls over 4th of July Pass or Lookout Pass would be a lot more impactful overall. You see the Palouse actually dodging most of the snow showers, but you're obviously not nearly out of the woods at all. In fact, 195 has been a bit treacherous this morning, so you want to be careful on that stretch of road. We know that from this morning, as we reported on Up with KREM, there was actually a pretty nasty accident near the Rosalia area. So be careful on Highway 195. There will be some snowy roads there. And here's your look at the North Spokane corridor. Again, looks wet, looks very much passable, but just be cautious on the bridges, as there might be some slushy or slipperier spots than normal. As for Lookout Pass, very much snowy. In fact, it looks like one of the westbound lanes is actually coned off there, so there's only one lane that would be heading into Idaho around the bend there, but obviously much, much snowier up at elevation. Temperature is playing a role this morning. As we are starting to warm up, we might very well get above the freezing mark. That obviously can help in a big way when it comes to how passable road conditions are, because again, wet, a lot better than it being slushy or slippery outside. But we are currently at 31 in Spokane, but 33 in Coeur d'Alene. Even 1 degree can make a big difference overall. And then finally, I'll give you a peek at the 7-day forecast here, where today we have a weather impact alert day because of really the previous snowfall from this weekend. And then Wednesday, for the areas that do get snowfall, 1 to 2 inches of some heavy wet snowfall. That more going to affect the PM commute and the evening commute. Nonetheless, we usually alert for snowfall anyways if we're getting more than about 1 inch or 2, of which we have for today and this Wednesday. The good news, and I won't really drive too much on it for this particular live broadcast, is that it's going to get a lot warmer for this weekend. You see 40s for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Guess what? I got 50s in the forecast next week. So that to look forward to, but not the point of this particular weathercast. We'll recap things again by just making sure you're aware that for this Wednesday, we got about 1 to 2 inches of snow that is on the way. That right now, as of now, forecasted for Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, and northward, with plenty of areas likely just getting rain to the south. But any updates that we have between now and then, we will, of course, pass along to you. I'm meteorologist Thomas Patrick. You can always follow me on all the social media platforms for any of those updates, and you can always get your latest forecast over at KREM.com and KREM 2 Plus. Thanks for joining us on this KREM 2 Plus exclusive live stream. Have a great rest of your Monday and stay safe.